What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and there has been tremendous pushback in the past few years against this video game trope where the main female character is just comically ugly.
This diva needs her stage!
Nobody likes you.
Look at a game like Star Wars Outlaws, where the main character was purposely uglified, despite the actress not looking like that at all. Concord is another example of a game that was chock full of really unappealing characters, and it flopped harder than just about any game ever. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, put out their announcement trailer last winter showcasing this fugly character, and they were spectacularly ratioed, and the comments on the video were largely about how much people loathed the main character design. Also, the newly designed version of Perfect Dark was widely criticized by gamers for looking like a square-jawed dude with a wig. The new Perfect Dark was repeatedly delayed, and then, just recently, it was cancelled and the studio was shut down. The pattern is obvious. Games with ugly character designs are rejected by gamers. The only people who pretend to like this shit are die-hard fanboys and game journalist shills.
I suppose it's not the most disgusting thing I've done for my career.
But one of the most blatantly obvious examples of this phenomenon is the Fable reboot, where the main character doesn't just look like she was beaten mercilessly with the ugly stick, she looks like she was bombarded with ugly dynamite, despite, as it is pointed out here on X, the actress who plays the character doesn't look like that at all. And in the same game, they show that they are able to map an actor's face one for one into their game no problem, as long as the character isn't an attractive female. So, this shit here was done on purpose.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
With all of this in mind, though, it is not surprising to hear reports that Fable is getting delayed all the way to 2027, and I suspect that this is meant to give the studio time to fix the game and make it less geared toward the progressive shit that it was clearly embracing. A few months ago, we saw evidence that this game, the people making it, were trying to upgrade the character so that she no longer looks like the sort of abominable creature that fills the nightmares of small children. It looks more and more like they are getting the message from gamers.
Take this quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. Good day to you, madam.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. I've also started uploading some content onto Rumble too, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster over there. But anyhow, let's take a peek at this news about Fable getting pushed back to 2027. You may recall that there has been a lot of turbulence surrounding this project over the past half a year or so. Originally, Fable was supposed to come out in 2025, but back in February, we got word that they were pushing it back to 2026, and this was accompanied by new footage of the game which looked much more flattering to this character. Now, some people are saying that this newer image here isn't changed from the original. They say that it's just a trick of the lighting that makes it look like it might be changed. I happen to disagree, but I will let you decide for yourself. But what cannot be argued is the fact that this is a project that has been utterly marred by turmoil in recent months. Just a few months ago, as an example, one of the main studios working on this game, Eidos Montreal, they had to eliminate the jobs of about a third of their employees. I strongly suspect, based on the timing of all of this, that the people making the decisions for this game are noticing the trend, that gamers are rejecting the sort of character design that they are using in this game. Woke shit in general has been absolutely pummeled the past year or so as gamers have mobilized to get political ideology out of their video games, and now we are getting news that the game is being pushed back again to 2027, which suggests this could be a decent-sized overhaul. Paul Tassi in Forbes is the one that delivers this report here. You will notice that the picture in this article is from the new footage where the main character appears to have a much less hideous face. But anyways, let's read the article. It says, it's fairly easy to see which AAA games are going to miss their originally stated release date or window, as that's almost all of them. For instance, Rockstar swearing that GTA 6 would be out this fall. I never once believed that. Sure enough, we're gearing up to play GTA 6 in late spring in 2026 now. This also happened with Fable, allegedly a 2025 release, but back in February, it was delayed to an unspecified time in 2026. Now, it turns out it may be even longer than that. The news comes from a reputable Xbox insider who said on the Xbox Era podcast that 2 sources have told him that Fable may not arrive until 2027. Not that anything is going especially wrong, just that it's just taking longer than they thought. Now, keep in mind that Fable was revealed originally all the way back in 2020, meaning that they likely started working on this game a few years before that. This means that if the game ends up coming out in 2027, that they will likely have spent somewhere around a decade developing this game. And also keep in mind that Playground Games isn't exactly a brand new studio or anything like that. They have been around for a while. Granted, this is a studio that usually makes racing games, but still, it isn't like they're noobs. So, to me, this adds credence to the idea that this is a game that's being delayed for marketing purposes. They want to make sure that their main character is not actively turning people away from their game, so they're trying to fix her, along with other elements, I'm sure. After all, as I said, the game was announced back in 2020, which was the height of the woke progressive movement in media. Back then, not only did it likely feel safe to try to appeal to the imaginary audience of feminist gamers that they were just sure were going to replace the male audience, but not only was it safe, but this was likely seen as the smart move. Yet here we are, 5 years later, and not only has the replacement audience not shown up, but woke is on the decline. These games are being rejected all over the place, and the truth of the matter, the identity of the actual gaming audience, it is becoming more and more apparent that it is made up of mostly males who do not care for this sort of marketing. So, now I suspect a lot of these companies are scrambling to keep up with this trend. That is why Xbox canceled Perfect Dark. The writing was on the wall with that game. It was going to flop. I don't expect Fable to be canceled, not like Perfect Dark. Fable is a pretty big franchise, and they've clearly sunk a lot of resources into this game after the better part of a decade, but I sincerely believe that they are trying to salvage this game by matching up what they're doing in it more closely to what gamers are obviously asking for. But I'm gonna leave it there. What do you make of this report that Fable is being pushed back even further than we thought? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.